Hello, everyone. This is Jay Dobbins, your host of the Marvel DC Universe Fan Club, and we are at episode 114, and I'll be giving a review on the Avengers Infinity War film. So, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the Avengers Infinity War film, I strongly suggest you do not listen to this episode. You've been warned. So, I did see Avengers Infinity War twice. First time it was on opening night Thursday, and then the second time it was last night on opening night. So I I will begin. So following the destruction of Asgard, Thanos, having acquired the Power Stone from the planet Xandar, and his children Call Obsidian, Ebony Law, Proxima Midnight, and Corvus Clave intercept the ship with the surviving Asgardians to extract the Space Stone from the Tesseract. Thor, Loki, and Hulk are powerless to stop him. Most definitely Hulk. He put up quite a fight. And then then Thanos just came back on him, beat the living crap out of him. I was like, wow. Thanos is the second person besides Iron Man in his Hulkbuster suit to ever take down the Hulk. So, but Thanos did it without a suit. He just did it single-handedly, pretty much. So I was like, wow. Yeah, I had a feeling Thanos would be able to take on the Hulk, or take him pretty much. But Heimdall uses the Bifrost to send Hulk to Earth before being killed by Thanos, of course. Thanos kills Loki and takes the Space Stone. He parts with his children and obliterates the ship. So Hulk crash lands at the Santorum in New York City, reverting to Bruce Banner. So Bruce Banner tells Strange and Wong that Thanos is coming. And Doctor Strange is like, actually Doctor Strange asks, who? And that's pretty much the intro of the film. But yeah, so Bruce Banner warns Strange and Wong about Thanos planning to kill half of all life in the universe, pretty much. In response, Strange recruits Tony Stark, then Ma, of course. Well, before that happens, a ship arrives in New York, pretty much, and Peter Parker's on the school bus, and his spider sense goes off, and he turns around and sees the ship. He gets Ned, his best friend, of course, from the Spider-Man Homecoming film. He gets his attention, telling him to create a distraction. So Ned's like, "Oh, we're all gonna die." So they all, go in the back and and see the ship. And then Stan Lee, who is pretty much the bus driver, he does his little cameo. He's like, "Oh, come on, kids! Have you kids never seen a spaceship before?" So everybody's like, "Oh, Stan Lee," So Stan Lee made his little cameo, pretty much. But yeah. So Maul and Obsidian arrive to retrieve the Time Stone from Strange. So after a battle, including Peter Parker, Maul captures Strange. Stark and Parker pursue Maul's ship, while Banner contacts Steve Rogers. So in Scotland, Midnight and Clave ambush Scarlet Witch and Vision. So Rogers and Black Widow and Falcon rescue them. And, well, yeah, they Clave almost got got the Mind Stone. Well, he almost got the Mind Stone out of Vision's head, pretty much, before Falcon, Captain America, Steve Rogers, and um, Falcon and Black Widow were able to intervene pretty much. So, and they take shelter with James Rhodes at the new Avengers facility. Um, so Vision offers to sacrifice himself by having Scarlet Witch destroy the Mind Stone in his forehead to keep Thanos from retrieving it. Roger suggests they travel to Wakanda, uh, which he believes has resources to remove the stone without destroying Vision. So, I guess he pretty much had all the best parts, I guess. But yeah, so then the Guardians of the Galaxy respond to a stress signal from the Asgardian ship and rescue Thor. He surmises Thanos seeks the Reality Stone, which is in the possession of the Collector at Nowhere. So Rocket and Groot accompany Thor to Nidavellir to retrieve a weapon to kill Thanos. Good luck with that. There, they and Itri, which is a being, from Nidavellir. He's the one that created Thor's hammer. He's the one that made Thor's hammer and Thanos' Infinity Gauntlet to maintain power for the stones. Maintain the power of the Infinity Stones. So, yeah. So they and Itri create Stonebreaker, an enhanced axe. So Star-Lord, Gamora, Drax, and Mantis find Thanos at Nowhere with the Reality Stone already in his possession. So Thanos kidnaps Gamora, pretty much. But like before he kidnapped Gamora, he was like, Gamora was telling Star-Lord to kill him, to kill her, just so, just like, hey, just in case Thanos tries to capture me, you kill me. So he pulls his weapon on Thanos, and then Gamora's like, no, not him, me. So then he's like, so Thanos like, hey, you asked her. So then he pushes her to, shoves her to Star-Lord, telling him to do it. So then he tries to do it, but turns out the Reality Stone turned his weapon to a bubble gun, which I was like, wow. So then, then Thanos tells Star-Lord, he's like, I like you, before teleporting with Gamora. So, but yeah, just wanting to let you know that Gamora is Thanos' adoptive daughter. But yeah, she reveals the location of the Soul Stone to save her captive adopted sister Nebula from torture. So Thanos and Gamora travel to Vormir, a planet where Red Skull, the keeper of the Soul Stone, informs him that the stone can only be retrieved by sacrificing someone he loves. Thanos reluctantly throws Gamora to her death, granting him the Soul Stone, pretty much. So, Nebula escapes captivity and requests the remaining Guardians meet her on Titan, Thanos' homeworld. So, Stark and Spider-Man eject Maul from his ship and rescue Strange, landing at Titan. They meet Drax, Star-Lord, and Mantis. But Strange uses the Time Stone to view 14 million possible futures and states that there is only one which Thanos loses. So, uh, but yeah. So then, of course, the group forms a plan to confront Thanos and remove the Infinity Gauntlet. So Thanos arrives, justifying his plans to Strange as necessary to ensure the survival of the universe threatened by overpopulation. So the group subdues him until Nebula uh, deduces Thanos, has killed Gamora. So enraged, Star-Lord retaliates, which breaks the group's hold on Thanos and his power, and he overpowers them, of course. After Strange surrenders the Time Stone in exchange for Thanos sparing Iron Man, um, he puts the Time Stone in his Infinity Gauntlet, which would be, I guess, stone number 5. That's what it was. So then, Thanos departs for Earth. So upon arriving in Wakanda, Rogers reunites with Bucky. He already has his arm, his new Wakanda, his new, I guess, vibranium arm or whatever. It's like, I think it's black and gold or something like that. And the Avengers task Siri with extracting the Mind Stone. So Thanos' army and the Avengers mount a defense alongside King T'Challa and, well, also known as the Black Panther, of course, and the Wakandan forces. So Thor, trying to think. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, while they were waiting for the aliens to arrive, the Black Panther and the Wakandan forces chant the word "Ye Bombay," which I think means "stand together," I believe, or "We are one," something like that. And there's a "Ye Bombay, Ye Bombay, Ye Bombay, Ye Bombay, Ye Bombay, Ye Bombay." So I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah, Thor, Rocket, and Groot arrive on Earth and rally the defenders. So Midnight, Obsidian, and Clave are killed, and their army is routed pretty much. So Thanos arrives, and he's pretty much taking on another set of Avengers, pretty much. And I was like, wow, they all put up quite a fight, but he just overpowered everybody, pretty much. So, but yeah, so Thanos arrives, and Scarlet Witch reluctantly destroys the Mind Stone and Vision with it to stop him from completing the gauntlet. But Thanos, however, uses the Time Stone to undo her actions and retrieve the stone from Vision. Now, this is something I predicted a long time ago. I was like, okay, and it turns out I was right. Thanos, I was like, okay, you know what? The only way Thanos was going to get that Mind Stone is if he takes it by force. Which I was thinking he's going to have to take that off his head himself. So I was thinking, okay, but then I saw the trailer. I was like, okay, maybe he's not going to do that. But I was like, nah, he's probably going to do that. But then I saw some spoilers videos, and it showed that, Captain America, Falcon, and Black Widow rescued Vision and Scarlet Witch, saving Vision pretty much. So I saw that on a YouTube video on Good Morning America or something like that. So, but yeah, I was like, wow. I mean, and then turns out everything I had predicted actually happened. He actually took that time stone. I'm sorry, took the mind stone out of Vision's forehead, just like I thought, killing him. Since that's the only thing that's keeping him alive in the first place, I thought, okay, bam. He takes the, he's I was like, hey, he's going to pretty much take that off his forehead. But I didn't think he was going to rip it off like that. And I was like, dang, you can see inside Vision's head pretty much. But I was like, wow. But yeah, destroying him, of course. So then, but yeah, it turns out I was right. And then about that part, Thanos taking the Infinity Stone out of Vision's forehead. And turns out that was the last Infinity Stone he retrieved. And I told myself, I was like, I think Thanos is going to get that Mind Stone last. Turns out I was right. So, despite being severely wounded by Thor, Thor told Thanos, "Hey, I told you he was going to die for that." So then Thanos tells him that you should have gone for the head. So then Thanos actively completes the Infinity Gauntlet and teleports away. But before that happens, of course, Thanos told Thor that, hey, you should have gone for his head instead of going for my chest, with the axe, with the enhanced axe, which was, I think, called, what was that? I think Stonebreaker. I think that's what it's called. So, but yeah, sorry, not Stonebreaker, Stormbreaker. That's what it was called, Stormbreaker. But then, of course, so but yeah, back to that part where he wounds Thanos with the Stonebreaker axe. So he's like, hey, you should have gone for the head. Then snapped his finger. Just like Gamora said. Once he had all those stones, all 6 Infinity Stones, he can, with a snap of a finger, half the universe will be destroyed. So I was like, because when I saw the trailer, I was like, you know what? It's only half the universe. I mean, how bad could that be? But I don't know. Now I'm thinking like, oh, wow, half the universe? That's like half of it, that pretty much included Earth. I was like, hey, as long as it don't include Earth, hey, I don't care about it. But, I was like, wow. But anyway, yeah, snap a finger, just like in the comic books. Snapped his finger, half the universe was destroyed. So, but then, after he snapped his finger, Thor was like, what did you do? Turns out he did something. So, so then he's like, okay, oh yeah, and Thanos, of course, teleports away. So, Thanos' plan comes to fruition as beings across the universe disintegrate. That included Winter Soldier, Drax, Groot, Mantis, Scarlet Witch, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange. But before Doctor Strange disintegrated, he did. Let's go back to that part where he gets the Time Stone. Like, when he got the Time Stone from Strange, and then Iron Man was like, "Why'd you do it?" He's like, "Hey, it was the only way. This is the end game." I mean, so I'm guessing the end game was that one scenario or possibility where Thanos loses. So, but I'm gonna get to that later. But yeah, so now back to the part where everybody disintegrates. So Doctor Strange disintegrates, and that's pretty much after, in previous scenes that Strange did tell him, hey, the reason why I gave him the Infinity Stone because it was the only way, because this is part of the end game where one of the fourth is like the 4th million. Well, actually, the only one scenario or possibility where Thanos loses. So, but yeah, so of course, Doctor Strange disintegrates. Black Panther disintegrates, and a lot of people and some Black Panther fans were pretty much angry about that. And who else? Oh wow, yes. Oh, Falcon also disintegrates. I was like, no. So yeah, so you got Winter Soldier, Drax, Groot, Mantis, Scarlet Witch, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, Falcon, and then Spider-Man disintegrated as well. So, and then of course Nebula and Stark remain on Titan, and Iron Man was like, "What happened?" And then it's revealed by Nebula that Thanos finally did it. He retrieved all six of the stones, and half of the universe is now being destroyed, pretty much. So, let's see. Nebula and Stark remain on Titan, while Banner, M'Baku, Okoye, War Machine, Rocket, Steve Rogers, Black Widow, and Thor are left on the Wakandan battlefield. So Thanos, of course, healed, awakens on another planet and smiles in satisfaction because he was like I think he revealed to Iron Man that he was going to destroy half the universe, and then when he's done, he's like half of humanity will still exist, but he's like afterwards, I'm gonna go someplace private and watch the sunset. So, yep, he pretty much did it successfully. Question is, man, it's probably gonna be undone at some point. But yeah, there are post-credit scenes. So in the post-credit scenes, let's see, like, we were very surprised that Nick Fury was pretty much going to be in it because they said that he wasn't going to be in the Avengers film, but I guess they decided to put him into the post-credit scene along with Agent Maria Hill because it was confirmed that she was going to be in Infinity War, but they didn't see her as much until the end credit scene as well. So they arrive. They're driving to New York, and there's like, oh, there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of signatures or whatever signals or whatever is going on in Wakanda, and it's a lot stronger than it was in New York. That which was the event of the Avengers film, of course. So they was like, oh, these signatures or signals or stress signals or whatever these, they're off the charts, and this is out in Wakanda. Then it's pretty much they crash into a car or whatever, or I guess and they was like, hey, see if he's okay. So Agent Hill's like gets out of the car and she sees he's like, hey, there's nobody in the car. So then Nick Fury transmits a distress signal as he and Maria Hill, amongst others, disintegrate. Which I guess which unfortunately Nick Fury and Maria Hill are part of the half of the universe that's going to be destroyed. So as they disintegrate, of course, yeah, that's right, the stress signal, the beacon or whatever, the device displays, it drops on the floor, and the device displays a red and blue star insignia. So yeah, the device displays a red and blue star insignia, which is of course Captain Marvel. So everybody was like, yay! So that was pretty much an Easter egg, revealing that Captain Marvel is yet to come in both her solo film. Well, actually, the insignia indicates or confirms that Captain Marvel will be in the next Avengers film. So that was it. But so that's pretty much everything. Thank you guys for listening. So feel free to visit us and like us on Facebook. We're available on iTunes and the Google Play Music app.